Superwoman issue 4, written by Phil Jimenez and art by Emanuela Lupacchino. So let's go on to that. And I'm still enjoying this. I think this is, out of the two Super Lady books, this is the one I'm enjoying a bit less, but I
disagree. I love this issue.
I liked it a lot.
This was fantastic.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. This probably is better than issue 2 and 3. Like, I like this probably.
It's made me like the Atomic Skull, just because.
I was liking him last issue too, as well. To be fair.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, and he's offering to help still, even though he's like in the prison, and I like that redemption building, and it's also building a supporting cast.
It's building a supporting cast, but it's also I love that it takes Lana back to the farmhouse, and we have her talking to
Lois.
dead Lois, kind of like Dexter, Mr. Robot-esque kind of style where.
But I feel there's more going on here because
there might be. You might be right.
Because she just thinks it's a ghost, right? Like it's her. What did she say in the issue? It's like her guilt and her doubts manifesting. Yeah. And she opens her eyes. She goes, "Why are you still here?"
Oh, I love that moment. The art is fantastic for that moment where she shuts her eyes and then she opens like one. She's like, "Wait, you're still here? What's going on?" It is all in her head though, because all this goes on while she's doing other things. Like it cuts back and she because at one point Lois opens the window and she sees like something that's there that's out in that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's where she sees the carrier, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like there's something more going on than it's just her guilt, like she said. Like, this could be the essence of Lois, of New 52 Lois, that has something to do with the powers that they have.
Maybe.
Like,
yeah, maybe. Maybe it bonds them. No, I think it's doing a really good job of building them up, and also builds up like other like Steele and Natasha know someone from the prison.
Yeah.
During this whole riot thing that's going on.
Well, and Natasha wanting a code name. She's like, I'm not going to take Iron Lady or Iron Maiden or Steel Girl or, I like that. Because we need call names for when we're out there.
Yeah. I wonder what it's going to be, though, now. They've got me wondering.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have to one-up Ironheart. Like...
So, shouldn't be that difficult.
No, not at all. But... And then with Irons and his whole concern for Lana, and then we find out that his scan of her being sick, it says it's going to be fatal. Yeah. But she kind of starts putting it together like it could be reading an infection and not, it's not necessarily what they think it is.
Well, we know it's not fatal because it's her book. She's going to be here. But
well, of course, but the fact that they can't get under control, that every time she uses her powers, it's burning her out a little more. There's going to be that moment where we think she's dead, and then she's going to rise up,
Yeah.
Also, it says something more about this, like the prison that Lex is in. This it's like this cube that exists outside of it's a fourth dimension cube, I believe is the what the other guy says. Yeah,
and that's the other thing that with Ultra Woman that I want to point out. We're talking about Lex and the turtleneck. She seems like she doesn't need a turtleneck. Her head just floats. So however she managed that one,
Well, I think it's just that there's a barrier, into this fourth dimension, and she just sticks her head through. And that's it. You don't see anything else because nothing else is in that realm.
Yeah, because when you see her in full, she's got her Lex style armor on.
Yeah.
And she's got the full head and all that. Yeah, I mean, you can see that she's full embodied.
You just see a big suit of armor. Maybe there's just a floating head inside it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
True, that's possible. If so, why bother with the rest? I suppose.
I mean, this is the thing. Yeah. It's not that, but just for the sake of defending Mad's point here, it could be.
I'm gonna say she don't need a turtleneck because she's got no neck. That's it. But I just love it. I love that her posturing about being Ultra Woman and using the Superwoman Bizarros. There's so much Superman going on here. Again, just like Action Comics. that it's not just Lana's book. It is, John and Natasha and now Lena. So,
and I want more of the because that's probably why this is one of my favorite issues since the first. I think because I really liked that relationship we had between them in the first, that banter.
Yeah.
And I feel like the last couple of issues did suffer a bit without it.
Yeah, I think that's the best part of this issue. But at the same time, I also love Tracy showing up, Natasha's friend, and
Tracy 13. Yeah. That was a nice throw too from pre-New 52. I forgot she was a character.
Yeah, but she comes in and tells the team about Ultra Woman, and it feels like the plot's the momentum's starting to build a little bit more as well now because they're aware of the threat, they're aware of what's going on. But the idea that this ship, this helicarrier, is so much more than that. Yeah, well, what else are you gonna call it?
Oh, that's what it is, though. Yeah. That's good on Marvel for cornering that. Because what else are you gonna call it?
Although now that you mention it, not to go back to this whole floating head and neck thing.
Yeah,
Jesus, are we fixated on this really?
Well, no, I've flipped to the page in the suit, and I have to admit, it even looks like it's kind of floating on the suit as well.
I was just saying. It's not enough to be like, this is bull, but I'm just kind of like, strange decision on the part of Jimenez and
Lupacino just doesn't like drawing necks. That's what it is.
Oh, it's the Rob Liefeld effect. No feet, no neck.
Oh, dear. Yeah, so we ended a big cliffhanger of the helicarriers coming in, and Ultra Woman's got all of our Ultra Super Ladies, Brainiac clone one. You know what I'm talking about, those things. Did we settle on a name for those?
Minions.
There you go. Ultra Woman's bringing our minions to Metropolis to take it apart. So that's a big action cliffhanger, which is really cool. And I like actually how at the end, in this last panel, that imaginary Lois is actually standing there behind everyone. I thought it was a really nice little touch.
Taking part. Because she is part of this.
Yeah.
And
I'm all for Tracy being a permanent member of the cast in this as well. So that'll be really cool.
Just keep throwing anyone in.
Yeah, this is what I'm loving with Rebirth is for all the crap that DC was getting about a diverse cast, this book has a really diverse cast.
It does, yeah.
And it's not, and they're not forcing it down your throat, going, look how diverse we are. It just makes sense throughout the story, Yeah. So.
Yeah, you don't see news articles of them shouting about it either. Yeah. There's nothing.
Of course not.
And not only do you have two black characters and an Asian character, you have an interracial couple as well. It's just, and nothing's treated like anything else. And they've not mentioned that Maggie's gay, but it may come up at some point.
It could, yeah. So that's what I just like. Again, you don't need to wave the flag. Just give people this, and it'll be,
It's just more effective if you don't make a big deal about it, because that's just, the way it should be.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I appreciate that. And it goes mainly across the spectrum right now with Rebirth too, because look at Flash and Superman and all of those. Blue Beetle. So.
Yeah, no. That's a really good point with Rebirth, actually. Which is funny because one of the complaints when Rebirth was announced, we're losing DCU, which is, the diverse portion of DC. And in actual fact, if you look at Rebirth as a whole, it's just as diverse across the board, really.
Yeah.
So there you go. But yeah, that's Superwoman. Really good. I feel like I maybe chose my words poorly by opening with "It's not as good as Supergirl," because it is still. No, really
but again, I get you enjoying Supergirl a little more because you are the harder sci-fi guy, right? That appeals to you a little more. Me, I'm just enjoying them about the same. I am glad, as a Superman fan, that went through the New 52, that we have good super books that aren't Superman. You know what I mean?
And we have the full spectrum here, because I enjoy it more than Supergirl. So we've got the middle and then both sides.
So so I'm just glad that there's books out there that aren't action and Superman. We have Superwoman and Supergirl and New Superman, and